So hello everyone and welcome back to another video of some F1 2019 game news. Now literally on Friday, Codemasters did a live stream and basically they showed us around the new game. So we've actually seen the menus for the new game, which I'm really against them showing menus for the new game, but nevertheless, they're here. I mean, it's been released, so yes. Let's start with they've sort of now. If those of you who've been subscribed to me a long while ago will remember that I did a video on what back in, I think it was before 2018, what the ultimate F1 game would look like. And one of those ideas was laid over on a FIFA style menu system, because the system at the previous menu system was a bit drab. And you notice how here we've got these sort of blobs, which are the a bit like the FIFA style menu system. I'm just saying it may have just been me. I'll leave a link to the video. I'll try and remember to do an eye thing in the top right hand corner for it. So yes, let's have a look around. We've got the home screen now. The blob on the top left, like in FIFA, will be the most popular your most popular game mode. So whether it's if it's career mode, it'll be a continue career. If it's multiplayer, it'll be the multiplayer. So the big blob on the left will be whatever you choose. The one on the right is about some F1 2019 news, and apparently that is going to be used for it updates the game and also updates in real life. And then we've got these sort of 6 bottom tabs, which I didn't get to see all of them. Obviously, there's Formula 2 on the right, far right. We'll go right to left because the last 2 on the left we actually get to see, but these 4 on the right we didn't really get to see much of the screens. So, excuse me. Formula 2 on the far right. Why not? Leagues. I'll touch a bit about leagues later on. The weekly event as well. Touch on that in a moment. The game options are there, which we didn't see if they added any more options. And then of course we come to the calendar and the mail. So yes, we'll start with the mail one. So the image on your screen now is from the mail. Apparently the mail will be used for, well, emails you'll encounter. It states here, reward mails for multiplayer and esports events. You of course earn in-game currency by playing multiplayer. Weekly you get special unlocks for esports as well, and also you earn in-game currency from racing in multiplayer. Trophy mails containing trophies that you can claim and display in your trophy cabinet, whether that's multiplayer. I think single player also is in there if you win the Constructors and Drivers World Championship. Invitations to join leagues. So if you've got a good standing, you might get an invitation. If you're a league owner out there and want to invite me, you can. You are more than free, but remember, I am a bit shit. League proposals to vote on, that includes changing the date if people can't make it, and news updates regarding the state of the game. And then obviously you can claim a reward and trophy, select the particular email, and then click claim all. And obviously you got the option to delete. So I can see how this is definitely a multiplayer thing. For those of you like myself don't really play that much multiplayer, this will probably become redundant because it's going to be set from the mail system of career mode. There'll probably be a few updates, but it's to you as a person, that stuff that is to you, as opposed to your driver to avatar in the career mode, which is a separate mail system there. Also we have the calendar. Again, this is another multiplayer feature because we've got the you can see there's 4 I think you can see we've got maintenance, which is scheduled every day for a Monday. Kind of seen that the scheduled maintenance right on the date before the Legends Edition comes out. Obviously got the next league event if you and the F1 esports event, to remind you, because I said before that F1 promotion on Twitter isn't very good. It really doesn't get people playing the game. So F1 esports has got its own tab. If you remember back to the thing, I'll go through. We managed to see all but one of the tabs, which the one we didn't see was the theatre mode. Yes. But back to this, we got general as well, which I believe general is the race weekends, I believe, and other stuff. I don't know. We didn't actually get to see anything else. But there's a Grand Prix on the 20. There's the Grand Prix on the 29th. It's the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend, and then it's the French on the 23rd, and the 30th is the Austrian Grand Prix. And then, of course, F1 eSport event, as I just said, will show you there, which is good to see. So yes, let's move on to the solo tab. So we have a new career, obviously, which sort of now I just want to point out, if you remember back to a couple of about a month and a half ago, I said this in the video on Thursday, I'll say it again, there was a video that I did, I'll try and remember to do another eye thing in the top right hand corner again, to a video that had a couple of mock-ups, and one of those mock-ups was open career. Now although we haven't seen any evidence that the open career exists, it does have the same triangle upside down V shape. It's a bit like Assassin's Creed, actually. But I'm looking at the new career thing, where you've got in between Vettel and Hamilton, and you've got this sort of upside down V shapes that are all mashed together, and that was, if I remember rightly, that was in there. I can't remember if we've actually seen that or not before, but I just thought I'd point that out. So obviously you've got all the things you'd expect: new career, Grand Prix, championships, and time trial. I've said before, and I say it again, championships should be diversion. There should be a scenario mode in there from scenarios in the past, and yeah. I shall expand more on this when the new game's coming out, and I've been through the whole game, seen every single feature, and then I'll expand on some mock-ups for F1 2020. So let's move on to the multiplayer tab, and you can see here we have the weekly event. So this is the idea is for every Grand Prix, you have practice, qualifying, and the race. The idea for that is that you have you have throughout the whole week, so it's not just the weekend, it's the whole week, you have different programs and scenarios that you've got to complete, like a practice, a qualify, and then a race. That will be the weekly event. Obviously got previous week, so yes, that is the idea for the weekly event. It's not sure what type of scenarios, but there'll probably be a few practice programs there from the career mode that you have to complete, as well as a couple of those classic scenario modes potentially, and then obviously you got qualifying in the race. Obviously you got the previous week's result, and then you got leagues. Leagues is courses where you can go and search. And then you got ranked, unranked as before, and also introducing local LAN game, local area network. Basically, This is people who are raced on the who can race on the same Wi-Fi, which is nice to see, but there's still no split screen, for goodness sake. We want split screen back. Surely they should have split screen back, but they don't. So yes, leagues, obviously you can go and search for league and get league invitations with the email system, but you can also go and search and you can see what night it's on, you can see what assists they're running, you can see the level of the competition as well. And also you can go and manage the leagues through then. Stewards can go and be in there, etc, etc. Moving on now to the F1 Esports tab, where you can go, which really isn't. This is mostly an outside thing, because you got visit F1 Esports. You got the questions. Got some esports news, the latest race. You can watch the previous races, the current standings, the calendar, and obviously checking the rules and the official hardware. There's not actually anything there for driving esports as well. Whether or not that'll be put in there when the next year's qualifying comes around, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we're now going to move on to the showroom, which now I have a little bit of footage to show you guys. So yes, so the showroom is split into 3 different showrooms. We got the F1 2019 one, the classic one, and the F2 showroom. So let's go and take a look at all 3 of them. So I believe the this is actually from the footage from the stream. You can go and see the stream in the description below, should you want to go and watch Mr. Mather rant on about the game along with Jenny. But basically, this is a room where you get to show upgrades, and you can also does this camera motion remind you of something? It's F1 2014 when you selected a career mode team. That's what it is. So yes, that was the F2 showroom. Then we got the classic showroom, which of course is got this museum type thing. Well, I say museum, it looks more like one of those penthouse suites from from New York. But you can see here the background changes. Unfortunately, they haven't got real life. Instead, they've chosen some in-game photos to put in the background of that. And then we've also got the F1 showroom, which of course has got that's very cool in the background with the triangles, Mercedes team, and then obviously you've got this more modern showroom, which is clearly at the base. And I quite like that triangle. I think there was something similar in that one of the mock-ups. Again, top right, the right hand corner from earlier in the video. And also the screenshot again also changes in the background. And of course you can bring it up, bring up the information, hide the information, and then literally sort of broadcast it. So that's going to be very good for modders to show their type of if they're showing off cars, they can record a little bit of video and put that on Race Department, which would be quite cool. So yes, moving on now to the last tab we saw. We didn't see theatre mode, so again, I'm not sure how that's going to work. But we got a multiplier, driver car, and badge. And again, we are now going to dip into a little bit of video now, which will show Mr. Mather flashing through the multiplayer, the customization screens, and we'll start with the badge. Now, The badges is the icon that you use in for career mode, not career mode, multiplayer. So this is the badge you get to choose for your multiplayer thing, which is alright. But I don't want. I'm a YouTuber, okay? Many YouTubers have their own badge, logo, etc., etc. As you know, I have my own logo, which is at the top of the screen and also in the bottom right hand corner. I want that logo to be on the F1 game. It's been there before. If you've got Xbox and you load your logo into Xbox, it will then come up thing. I think also it does the same in Steam. I'm not sure about PS4, but they've taken that away. I want to be able to put my own thing. Now I've also got some this is the avatar for multiplayer. So there's obviously going to be some multiplayer cutscenes, but we haven't seen what cutscenes. Presumably there'll be a grid. The avatars are pretty bland, as I've said before, and pretty much they haven't made any changes from the previous 2 games. 3 games actually, pretty much. They've added 1 or 2, but not a lot. And you still cannot customize the avatar yourself. You can't. You have to choose one of the avatars that Codemasters have created. We've then got the helmets, which have got no sponsors, but they have at least increased the range, I suppose. But there is still a lot of stuff. You can also customize them. Hopefully these helmets are in career mode as well. But yes, I can see it's still not up to the state that modders, they're not up to the level that modders have created so many good helmets on their own race department. They are just too bland. Still, then you've got your suit, which is a generic race suit, which again, no sponsors. I admit that one is actually quite nice. Some of these have actually got not quite nice colour patterns, but they are a bit empty. Some of them are a bit bland, but some of them are actually created quite good. And then obviously, I believe the final tab is the gloves, which hopefully the same level of customization is in the F1 is in career mode, which means they would have made a improvement. Obviously, you don't expect to see the to be able to customize your race suit, but at least to be able to customize the gloves you wear, because obviously Sebastian Vettel chooses to wear black gloves, as opposed to be able to. Maybe you can choose from like 3 colors depending on which one, like Mercedes, Ferrari. Again, you got that triangle thing, which is something they've been promoting through that. Now, the multiplayer car, I am so disappointed and annoyed at, because although it's a nice thing, the sponsors, one of the thing that should be in there is sponsor customization, and you should be able to get more in-game. They should pay you more in-game currency for sponsoring on your car. Obviously, you might have a bit like in Motorsport Manager. Excuse me. It will sort of come. I suppose the idea will be. I'll expand on this more for F1 2020 game ideas, but you'd have you should basically have a limit on number of races, but you do at least get to customize the colors, which has been a thing, but it's still not there. And there's 1 or 2 liveries as soon as you get the money. Obviously, you get a couple from the day you start, but the sponsors are literally tied to the thing. But that is the full list of the standard. We didn't see any of the premium stuff at all. But yes, I'm disappointed at the fact that we can't customize our sponsors, especially the fact that they're all made up. Really annoying, but hopefully that's something that will be added for F1 2020. Especially also if we were going to have a online career mode, which is another game idea of mine that's been there. But some of these are actually pretty nice. They've not done a bad job with the liveries. It's just literally the fact that I would like to have the ability to customize more with sponsors and other stuff, etc., etc. But this has clearly been taken, of course, adjusted from F1 Mobile Racing, but they haven't got the decals. But that's the car that Lee Mather decided, which is, to me, looks a bit bland, to be honest. You wouldn't get 0 out of 10 for that from me. So yes, that is the customization, and that is pretty much it that we saw. There's just one more thing to show you, and that is one of the introduction, because he went and did a time trial lap. So let's take a look at, which actually this here for time trial. I know this is only the time trial introduction, but you've got some other scenes. You've got the new paddock, which has been in detail, and also some of the exterior shots of Canada there, which is actually quite cool. It's apparently they're trying to make it more like TV. This is also now on screen is the hub, which I believe I showed you a screenshot already, but this is Lee Mather driving, which is why the time show which is why he's probably off the pace, because he's probably not done the personal best. So yes, let me know what you think in the comments below about multiplayer customization. I am very annoyed that they haven't allowed sponsor customization or allowed that transfer sponsors to the helmet. They're fake sponsors, for goodness sake. So yes, but until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new as well for more F1 2019 game news. I'll be watching closely the E3 streams as well, and gathering if there's any new information that can be brought out from that, then I'll provide it to you. But until the next video, I'll see you now. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.